We're live.
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are.
Hey guys, welcome back. Thanks for joining us tonight, spending a Sunday with us. I'm Joe,
I'm Connor.
And I'm Lorena.
and we are going to be talking about black hats today.
All right.
And there's a reason for that. We're going to get deep into everything black hat. But first, I want to thank American Hat Company and Joby's Hats, two of the biggest supporters of what we do, and we really appreciate them. American Hat is the preferred hat of Cowboy Cartel, and Joby's Hats is our official hat shaper. Um, Connor, how was the store this week? I haven't seen you most of the week. You've been
This
busy,
week
and I've been busy.
it's been slow,
Yeah,
but everybody's gearing up for stock show. Everybody's at stock show,
right.
so it's slow at the store. You know, nobody's really coming into the store. They're all going to the stock show.
Do you have any black hats at the store?
High qualities, yes.
High
Not a
quality,
whole lot.
yeah.
Not a whole lot in the lower quality range,
Okay.
but the high qualities we're pretty well stocked on.
All right. And I'm sure Joby, had a big stock show order, and there's probably a lot more stock at the stock show than
Absolutely.
you guys have it in the store. So you can always go down to, what booth is he at? Do you know? You don't know what booth you're in? Man,
100, I
Connor's,
think. Oh,
Connor's not
walk in the door
prepared.
and turn right.
Is it the same? Is it the same?
Yes.
So
Yes.
he's always in the same location. He's got a really good location. He's got a corner. So if you walk in, you turn
right.
left.
Nope, right. Depending which way you're coming in.
Okay. Joby, if you're in the chat, tell us what booth you're in.
I believe it's 100.
I should have done the research on that too. So if you're going to the stock show, Joby is out there. Is he there all week personally?
I believe so. He was there yesterday when I was there.
All right. So we're planning to go out there. Also, Wessa, we're going to get into that here a little bit later tonight. So you got high quality black. You got a pretty good stock of lower X stuff, or no? Right now.
At the new store, we don't really have a whole lot at the moment. We've got a big shipment that came into the main store.
Okay.
It's waiting to be divided up, priced, and dropped off with us.
Well, how does that work? If you guys have something at the other store, do you have somebody run it down to you?
It depends. Sometimes during the week, I'll run down there and grab what I need. If a customer, for example, this week I had two customers. One gentleman, he came in looking for a silver belly we didn't have. I called the other store. They had it. He said he would come back later. So I went down there a little while later when I wasn't busy, picked it up. He came in the next morning. We got him taken care of. Another gentleman came in on Wednesday. We got him fitted, find out exactly what he wanted. And I went to the other store and picked up his black hat. Actually, he wanted a black. And I had it waiting on him Friday at 3 o'clock when he got off work.
All right.
He came straight in. We got him taken care of as well.
All right, cool. So let's talk about TikTok for a minute. So
Oof.
we did a reel with our over the last week we did a reel for Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok, and it's done tremendous views. It's gotten a lot of shares and a lot of likes. I think we're somewhere in the 500,000 range across platforms right now.
If you guys unfollow us, you can do it now.
Yes, absolutely. Follow us. Because TikTok's back. It was gone, and now it's back.
Gone for a whole, 12 hours?
Something like that. Maybe 15. Something like, I think it came back at like 3 o'clock.
I know everybody at the store was having a conniption over it.
To be honest, TikTok is a horrible platform for creators. It really is. There is no communication. If I have a problem with YouTube, I can get somebody on chat within, I don't know, 10 minutes.
And if we get big enough, we'll have our own rep.
That's true. But YouTube is good. Facebook is good. Facebook and Instagram. I can get a direct chat with those guys pretty easily. But TikTok is something else, man. If you got a problem with TikTok, you can't get it fixed. It takes days and sometimes even longer than that, weeks, to get an issue fixed. So it's not a great platform for creators. I know it's very popular and it's very kind of niche, right? You have to be like
young.
Yeah. Connor should be doing our TikToks.
No, you don't want me doing that.
I do. I think,
No, you don't.
I think we'll get Connor to start doing some TikToks.
God, no, please, please no.
We just did a live on Instagram. We're testing out the Meta glasses, and that kind of went well.
It's just weird. It's just weird.
Well, it's a new tool for us, and I think using those in hat shaping to get a first person perspective for the school, I think it's going to be something new. We're going to be testing those out and trying. Unfortunately, with them on though, it gets the underside of the hat, so you either have to push the hat back or.
I ought to borrow them, start wearing them at the store, do lives while I'm at the store.
There you go. There you go. We'll look at that for sure.
That was a joke.
Well, I mean, maybe not. Maybe not. So, hey, you know what? We had a meeting with Randall Allen. So Randall Allen Designs, he makes all kinds of hat making tools, right? So he 3D prints and he engineers, and we talked to him about 6 months ago, and we just were not in a place where we could start carrying the Randall Allen stuff. So now, look for that stuff. We're going to be carrying Randall Allen tools that are kind of specific to hat shapers. And Connor's got some ideas. I have some ideas. Randall's going to probably do some custom tools for us in the future.
Stuff that would make my life so much easier.
Yeah. So it was a good meeting. We had a phone call with him this week. And so members of the Hat Shaping School are going to get a discount. We'll be rolling that out probably not this week, but the next week. So we'll get them all the kind of packages on tools we think are good for hat shaping school members, and we'll get those on the website first, and then we'll roll out the discount for those guys. So look for that, and I'm pretty excited about that, especially some of the stuff we talked about.
It's got some good potential.
Yeah.
It has some good potential to be, I wouldn't say groundbreaking, but game changer in the aspect that we were discussing.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, it's not going to mean anything to most people, but to the few people that do need it, it's going to be a game changer for them.
Well, here's the thing, and this is kind of something we discussed on the call. You know, there might be some kind of an engineering, from an engineering aspect, there might be a kind of a tool that you don't know you need, right? Something that you do every day by hand you may be able to do it easier and quicker with a tool.
Well, I mean, there's always an easier way, no matter what you do.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what, aspect, whether it's anything to do with hats or whatever you do in your line of work, there's always an easier way, and somebody will either make a tool or come up with something to make things easier for themselves or other people as well.
Yeah. So I do want to mention real quick, there's a new link in the description below. It's for Black Rifle Coffee. We just had the deal just happened today, right? So we've been looking at bringing Black Rifle Coffee on. It is a great American brand. It's a national brand. It's a huge brand. It's a veteran, created company, and so we're really honored to have them, as part of the show. And as we go forward, we're going to know more about that. All I know is the link is below at the moment, and we're going to be talking about that more next week as we get more information.
Does that mean we're going to start drinking coffee on the podcast?
Get this.
We should.
I'm
at
going
8:30 at night.
Get this, Connor.
We shouldn't.
Hey, guess what? They have energy drinks.
Oh hell! Dance, monkey, dance.
So more coming on that, but I'm really excited about having Black Rifle Coffee.
Who doesn't like coffee?
I love coffee.
Me too.
I drink 2 a day every morning.
We'd have to start doing the podcast at like 6 a.m. to get me to drink coffee.
Well,
No, I'm not going to be here at 6 a.m.
We'll do the energy drinks for you.
At 8:30 at night?
You don't sleep anyway, man.
I know, but I would like to change that eventually.
Maybe we'll get decaf.
Then it's just hot take. If you drink decaf coffee
You ain't
and
no
energy
cowboy?
drinks, no. Why? What's the point? It's
Right?
useless. You're just drinking it for the flavor. You're an idiot.
There you go.
Give up on it.
Not sure the stream can handle Connor on coffee.
Oh,
No,
man.
it can't. I can't even handle Connor on coffee.
No, I'm
Someone
sure.
commented that right now.
I'm sure.
The me on coffee is not a good day for anybody around me because yeah, the ADHD is so much worse on coffee.
Hey, you know, the point of Black Rifle Coffee though is it's a brand I can get behind. You know,
Right.
it is
It's everything we support.
it's perfectly aligned for us, and I'm really happy about
And
it.
I'm all
So,
for it. I do drink coffee occasionally.
yeah.
And you know, I'm more than I've never actually tried Black Rifle coffee.
Well, we're gonna try their energy drinks. You are anyway. I
You've
don't-
never had black coffee, Connor?
Black Rifle.
Black Rifle coffee.
Oh,
I used to drink black coffee with my granddaddy all the time.
Anyway, more coming on that next week. But so yesterday, Lorena and I drove out to Paris, Texas,
yes.
and we met with the guys out at Crazy House Western. And
Yes.
you know what? These guys just came on my radar. They were in the American Hat Company Facebook group over the last couple of months. They invited us out in December. We couldn't make it in December. We were planning to go out there last week, but we had the big snowstorm, and we just decided don't want to mess with the traffic because they were just getting that cleaned up Saturday morning last week. And so we made it out there yesterday, and it is a huge store, man. They got 35,000 foot showroom.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
I was blown away when we walked in. You guys are going to get to see that. We took some videos. We're going to create a real kind of an overview of the store. Really nice guys out there. Just a great bunch of people, and they got like 2,000 hats out there.
Good deal.
I mean, I was amazed at the amount of stock they had. So if you're looking for big brims, they've got 5-inch straws in several colors, or I'm sorry, several styles. They've got 5-inch 40X. I think it was just black. They might have had silver belly too. I don't remember. A lot of 7X. Pretty much every color in 7X. They had what else they have? 10X evergreens. So if you're looking for a 10X evergreen, they got those too. But so they gave me this hat, and check that out, Connor. I mean, I haven't had a 7X in a long time, and I was looking at those, and the bodies are fantastic. Feel how stiff that brim is.
Give us some SMR, Connor. ASMR.
What do you think? Is it so you deal with the 7X on a daily basis? Is this kind of indicative to all the hats like this nowadays? Yeah, they're doing the lambskin on.
That was one thing I noticed immediately, the lambskin band. Not a lot of people are opting to order a 7X with lambskin.
No, so they do lambskin on all of their straws and all of their hats. So that's something different. If you want a 7X with lambskin, there you go. And we're going to be doing some more with them because they gave us this hat to do a couple videos. They're going to sponsor some videos, Connor and I, and we're going to talk about that here in a few minutes when we talk about black hats, because we got a lot of black hat stuff coming up. We got a lot of black hat videos coming up, and that's kind of what's driving this whole podcast. We're going to talk black hats and why black hats.
They want to know where your black hat is.
Yeah, how do we have a conversation about black hats? And
Well, this is why we're having a conversation about black hats.
because he doesn't like a black hat.
Well, I'm starting to, and you're getting ahead of my notes here. We're going to talk about black hats, and I'll tell you why I'm not wearing a black hat, but why I think I need a black hat. I have a black hat. I've got a black hat in there.
Everyone needs a black hat. Ah,
I've said that.
you owe me a Coke.
Great minds think alike.
My black hat is open and flat at the moment. I had a black hat. You guys
We got a
have seen-
steamer right there. I'm not shaping it, but we got a steamer right there.
Hey, all of my hats need to. I need to create content, right? So if I have a black hat, I need to do content with it for you guys, right? So I'm not just gonna, hey Connor, shape this up for me so I can wear a hat.
Because I'm going to tell you, no, I don't like shaping your hats.
Anyway, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it in a minute. First off, I want to talk about the difference between kind of the X range. I haven't, like I said, I haven't worn a 7X in a long time, but it's a great hat. And the 10X is a great hat. I've had a 10X before myself. I've got a 40X black in there right now. What do you? I want to know if somebody said, Connor, you can have any American hat you want, any color, like color matters to you. What would you take? Which hat?
As of lately, something I've really been leaning on.
Yeah.
Because I've got a black mink, obviously.
Mhm.
I've got a natural. I've got a chocolate. I've got a steel. The one color I've been leaning on a lot is a bone,
Okay.
and I'd love to have a 500 bone.
500 bone. There you go.
But
Hey, I know somebody who wears a 1000X bone.
same. I'd love to have one of those too. But at the same time, I'll probably never get a bone because of who I am as a person.
Well, Jordan last week, she
was
was wearing a
wearing one.
bone,
Mhm.
and it was a lot more well worn than Keith Mundy's. Keith Mundy's hat is kind of pristine.
As you would expect for
Right.
obvious reasons.
Right. He has to deal with the public, and he needs to be wearing a clean hat and look professional. But I thought her hat looked good like that. It was kind of,
In my opinion, almost any hat looks good worn. There's a
Mhm.
difference between worn and just filthy. There's a difference. I mean, you've noticed on my hat,
Yeah.
certain spots are looking worn.
Yeah.
Because I wear it all the time and I
Right.
beat on it. There's a difference between worn and filthy. If you just look like you don't clean your hat, it's covered in dog hair and just stuff like that. No, that's not a good looking hat. That looks like a poor owner.
Right.
But a hat that's worn, it's got some stains in it, it's got a little dust on it, dirt on it, that you would come to expect from wearing it, that is to be expected.
Yeah.
And that looks good.
So I think 7X is probably the entry level hat, right?
Getting a phone call. Bear with me. I gotta silence it. Or it's silenced, but I gotta handle that.
Your hat looks very good tonight, Connor.
Yeah, because for once I actually cleaned it before I came here.
So 7X is probably the entry level hat. Anything below 7X is going to be pretty much a wool product. And we've talked about this before. And a wool hat, I mean, it has a place. What is that place? Concerts?
Yeah,
Somebody who wears
it's
a hat
more of a throwaway hat.
once a month?
Either a throwaway hat or
Well, you've got a 7X,
Or
or
the-
I'm sorry, a 5X.
the throwaway hat, or the person that's going to wear it very, very rarely. I
Right,
mean, if it's,
right.
you know,
You
we
wear a
have
hat.
a parade hat
Yeah.
or a special event. I mean, special events,
Yeah.
as in you're only going to wear it once or twice a year.
Yeah.
A wool hat will last forever. If it's going to see, occasional dinners, you might wear it once a month. Okay, look at getting a 7X. Anything more than that, you better start working your way up.
Yeah, I agree. How about that? How about that 100X possum hair hat? Did you see that?
I saw that. Was it actually possum hair? Or what was it?
No,
He never did say. I thought he said polyester.
polyester.
I mean,
it was 100X for like $127.
I'd like to get my hands on it.
If you haven't seen it, I posted it everywhere. I think it's on Twitter, it's on Instagram, it's on Facebook. I posted it pretty much everywhere because it was just so ridiculous. And that's the thing, a lot of these guys who are making these lower quality hats, whether you get them from China or Mexico, they'll let you put whatever X you want on it, right? So this is why.
Well, and that goes back to the fact that there's no standard.
Yeah,
There's no set guidelines.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about that on the 9th. We're not going to tell you who's going to be here yet, but on the 9th.
It's a surprise.
Well, we'll start rolling that out. We've got some guests coming up, and I don't want to give too much out in advance, but I'm going to start at least a week in advance, and we're going to talk about that toward the end of the podcast, and I'll tell you more about that. But yeah, I think 7X is absolutely the entry level hat. And American is expensive, and you've mentioned this before. If somebody, if they can't afford an American, you've got other options for them.
Oh yeah.
Until they can, work into that hat. And Joby's got layaway.
Mm-hmm. We have layaway. We do all kinds of things like that.
Yeah. So Now we've talked about all of this, and we're talking about black hats today because I think I'm actually ready for a black hat.
What?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I do. And I'll tell you why. So a black hat to me has always been, everybody's got a black hat and they just look kind of pedestrian, right? Or it's just a common hat.
It's played out.
Yeah. And I think there's definitely a place for it. And I've tried to put the steel in place of a black hat. I've had a black hat. You guys have seen me wear it. It saw several different shapes because I just couldn't get it right. It went back to American. Um, it's here. It's got a 4.5-inch brim and it's open and flat. It has not been shaped yet. 40X black. I think what a black hat needs is to distinguish itself from every other black hat. Now, Joby's got a 1000X. You've got a 1000X black. I think they're beautiful hats. I mean, you can tell Joby's 1000X from across the room. In a well lit. I haven't seen this one in a well lit, kind of show.
Well, there again, that goes back to maintenance and how you wear your stuff.
True.
His gets more babied. Mine, no such thing.
I think it's a beautiful hat. The shine to it is kind of crazy, but I think if either his shape or your shape, it would just, to me, I wouldn't wear it either, And that's not saying anything about the hat. It's still just another black hat. Now, most of them, that George Strait black hat, that's what you see most of, right? And to me, it's too common. Now, look, Zach Top is wearing American hats lately. He's been wearing a black hat. To me, it looks like a 4-inch brim.
It is.
And a J.
It is a 4-inch brim. I don't know on the shape because his shapes kind of go back and forth a little bit depending on what hat he's wearing. But I can say it is a 4-inch brim.
Well, I'll tell you, seeing that hat, it's just like, it looks like exactly like the hat that I had, the black hat that I had. I was like, I'm not impressed, right? There's nothing wrong with it. It just doesn't appeal to me.
Be nice to Zach.
I'm not saying anything about it. But I saw Coulter Wall, and man, that hat looks fantastic, right? So I'll tell you why it looks so much different. It has a ribbon instead of a self band.
That's the thing is it's got something done to it.
Right there, it's different, right? So I'm thinking what I need, 500X black with silk ribbon.
Your hat, your call.
Whatever I do, I think the black hat has to be completely different than your everyday hat. I don't think a self band on a black hat is what I would do. And that's crazy because I think the self band is the most traditional, and all of my hats have self bands. So it's something we're going to try. We've got what did I say? 3 or 4 hat videos, all
4.
black hats that we got coming up. So we've got plans for this one. We've got plans for the other one. And then we have 2 other ones that we need to do, mine and another. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm going to try a black hat. What do you guys think? Am I going to make it?
I was just going to ask what color
What color?
for the band.
Black.
Silk.
Mm-hmm.
With a bow.
Yeah.
I'm going to say right now, you're going to hate it. You're not going to like it. You're not going to wear it. Because you're going to try a different shape that's not your shape. You're going to hate it.
What do you guys
It's still going to be a
think?
cattleman. I might go a little wider. I think I was doing a 4 1/4 before. I think we're going to go with a 4.5.
I mean,
my chocolate's 4.5. I love that shape.
That's what this one is, 4.5, and that's what I swear by.
Yeah. So black.
You're trying to convince yourself?
No, that's exactly what this is. This is a pep
thing.
talk for himself.
Here's the thing. I've seen it in a different configuration like that now, and I'm thinking, absolutely, I can wear that.
You'll love it till you put it on, and then you'll hate it.
That's true because we have the Walker hat over there. The what model is that?
7410.
7410. We did a video on that if you guys want to see it. It's a beautiful hat. There's no way I could wear that, I don't think. It's a West Texas Punch with a, what is it, a J?
Similar to a J.
Yeah.
But that's something I deal with on a daily basis in the store. Is somebody will bring in a hat or buy a hat, and they'll bring up a picture of somebody they saw on Instagram, Facebook, whatever, somebody they saw in public. I want this shape. Okay, I'll shape it to a T, just like it. They'll put it on and go, I don't like it. No, because it's not you.
Yeah.
You know, you can't just mimic somebody else and say it's fine. I've said it before, I'll say it again, and I'll say it to the day I die. You have to find your own shape, and that takes a long time.
That's 100% true. And this is another reason why, if you're new to hats, 7X is the hat for you, right? Because you're going to change that brim probably 15 times.
Crown and brim.
Crown too?
I've gone through a few different crowns with my hats.
All right. Well, after you find your ultimate shape, then you can step up to maybe a higher quality hat.
Right. I mean,
have to change it so often.
All of my hats are shaped the same way now. Every single one is shaped this exact, everything, well, except my steel. I don't touch the steel.
Yeah.
But all of my other hats are shaped just like this, and I will not change it.
Well, you thought about going wider on that one, didn't you?
I thought about it, but I don't really want to go any wider than what I've got. You know, any wider than, I don't know. It just doesn't seem right to me. But I can't go wider because I'm wearing a 4.5 inch brim. If it was a 4.25, I might go wider.
You can go 5 inch. Take it back. Trade it in.
Right. You seem to think I have more pull than I do.
Well, here on the chat, Daniel Estrada, he says, surprisingly, my black felt I bought used and didn't notice in the pictures that it was a bound edge with black ribbon on the edge. I'm usually not a fan of it, but in this hat, it works for me.
So I'm on the fence about a bound edge, because if you're going with a silk ribbon anyway, why, you could always do the bound edge too.
I mean, my very first hat, my very first felt had a bound edge.
Yeah.
It was a 15X dark belly.
Yeah.
And it had the bound edge and then the matching ribbon here. And I like the color combo on it, and it looked good.
I mean,
It's not common.
I'm not opposed to it.
It's just not common. A lot of people don't do it. A lot of stores don't stock hats that way.
Right. Well, I mean,
it's usually a special order deal.
Yes. And I figured I'm going to have to, well, you know, and that's something we can look at down the road, whether we order it or what we do. But, you know, I don't know. I don't want to do a bound edge and then not like it, and then you're stuck with it, right?
You're not stuck with it.
Well, then I'm going to have to cut.
You have to cut the brim down.
Right.
And you have to cut at least a ½ inch off usually.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's down to a 4 inch, and then I'm done.
Get a 5 inch, Joe. That's what you just told me. Get a 5 inch.
That's what I should do. I can't get a 500X in a 5 inch.
I can't get 1,000 in a 5 inch either.
No.
You're just going to end up with a fedora.
Get you a 1,000X fedora.
That's probably what I'll wind up with. Have you seen any of those? Have you seen anybody cut a 1,000X down really short? No.
No. The shortest I've seen 1,000X is about a 3.5.
Really? That's still pretty short for a 1,000X.
Well, for whatever. Don't look at me like that. They were going for a Sinaloa style.
Okay. Well, you know, look, the black hat, you can do different shapes. Look at Jerry Gazelle. He's got the West Texas Punch on a 5 inch brim, and it's iconic, right? It looks good. It's not another hat I wouldn't wear, but it's so different.
It's how you wear it and how you carry yourself.
Yeah.
That's all any of this is.
Yeah.
Act like you know what you're doing. Walk like you know what you're doing. Ain't nobody going to say a word.
Well, and it's not, to me, it's not that. It's what I prefer, you know, and I just don't like a J brim on a 4.25 inch black hat. It's just, I just don't like it. It's not the thing that I will go grab first, right? Out of all of the hats in there, there's nothing that I have that I wouldn't wear every day except for a black hat.
I'm going to call it now. It's going to be a 15-part series of shaping your hat. Tune in next week for the next shape.
I can't do that. can't.
Wouldn't that be cool? To
What?
give the hat as many shapes as,
I'd wear it out.
Please don't give him any ideas
Oh, that'd be awesome.
because he's going to come see me.
How many times can we shape a 500X?
Yes.
Yes? What does that
Yes.
mean?
As all the times.
Oh,
As-
by the way, someone was asking if the black ever fades. The black hat ever fades.
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah?
Look at mine.
It doesn't look faded. It does look a little frosty compared to.
Look at the top of it right there.
Yeah, but
along
is
the
it,
wear
is that
lines.
faded or is that?
That's faded and worn.
Yeah. You can't. They can't see it. Hold it closer to the light. There you go. Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
You see
Yeah,
it?
there it is.
You can see it along the top of the crown, the very front of the crown.
Well, I'll
you
tell
can see
you.
those wear lines.
Yeah. Well, we talked about this with my natural. For some reason, all of my other hats, I can lay them down on the crown, no problem, and they don't really. It doesn't really show. The 1000X, you lay it on the crown, and
It's because that
kinda-
hair is so fine and so thin.
it's kind of matted down there.
It's so fine and so thin and so tightly woven together that, yeah, it won't take much to mat it down.
And so it kind of leaves a line where it was sitting on the table, and you kind of have to. So I just don't put it on the table upside down anymore.
I just throw mine around.
Yes, he does. That's why it looks that way.
Character.
So 4.5, 500X. I think that's the key for me wearing a black hat. And if it's not, then what?
I say we just make you wear a 7X.
I mean, we could do that.
Yes, let's do that.
Mr. Bougie Man over here.
Hashtag what?
Quality snob.
Well, look,
I won't wear nothing less than a 200.
That's
Let's
not-
put you in a
that's
7.
not true. I've got several 40X.
Let's put you in a 7.
Well,
I got one right here.
what's the point of a 7X for what we do? Because all of my other hats I can have refurbished.
Let's find out how long a 7X is going to last you then.
It'll last me forever because I won't wear it.
It'll last you longer than it'll last me.
You think? Well, let's put you in a 7X.
Hey, hat's a hat. Free hat, free hat.
Free hat, free hat. There you go.
Gimme, gimme. I'll have that sucker torn up in a year at most.
I have a question, you guys.
All right, let's hit it. Questions.
Jake Stanford. Jake, it's been a while since I.
Jake, how you doing?
Yeah. What's the difference between a pecan and a natural?
Well, that's an interesting question because there's a big difference on the lower X factors, but Emilio and I were talking 1000X almost looks like a lighter pecan, right? So the natural, you have different colors. I wish we had a picture.
It has different grains of color in it.
I wish we had a picture of a beaver because you can see when they're flat out, you can see there's a dark stripe down the back and it gets lighter as it goes out toward the belly. And so all of that gets mixed together. And so on a 40X, obviously you have almost half rabbit. So you get whatever color that rabbit is mixed in with that. You get different grains of color through it. And then 100X, you have all of the grains of color in a beaver all in one hat. And then a 200X, you've got a different mix of beaver, and so that's a little different color. And then you have all belly hair in a 500X,
Right.
a 1000X, so that's
That's where you get
it's a
the
more solid
differentiate.
color.
It differentiates in color.
Yeah. So I love the natural, and I was just saying today I would love to have a 200X natural because it's such a different hat than a 1000X, a different color almost, and you have more of those grains of color where my 1000X is pretty much one color.
Right.
So there's that. And the pecan is well, here's the difference too, because the natural is a natural color. There's no dye. Pecan is a dyed color.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how do you explain what color that is? It's just it's darker brown, like not chocolate, but
You just told me earlier what does color mean to me, so
oh, yeah.
you're on your own here, Joe.
Oh yeah, Connor can't help me out here, so I have no idea. Sorry. It's just a little different color.
You just gotta go and check them out. You can
Yeah.
go to Joby's or Double R,
Yeah, we should
Crazy House.
we should have a pecan. That way we can kind of.
Do you have a pecan?
I had one, and there was an unfortunate accident.
What happened?
I cut it down too short,
Oh no.
and I couldn't wear it. I got cut down to 4-inch, and I tried, and I wound up giving it to Kevin Yoon, and then I think he sold it right away.
What a tragedy.
Yeah. So I had a black cherry too, and the only two hats I ever got rid of were the black cherry and the pecan, and for similar reasons. The black cherry was just a 7X.
That's why. There it is.
I have here a message for you, Joe.
Yeah.
John Weiss.
Hey, John.
Tell Joe to quit being so bougie. Does he think
See?
he's too good to wear a
See?
No.
7X?
No.
Remember when I told you I had a customer earlier this week saying that?
I told
it
you.
was John.
No, look, I told you why. Because 40X, I can get it refurbished.
I know, I'm shaking my head too.
Huh. Well, look at you. You're wearing a 1000X. Where's your 7X?
I paid for mine.
Where's your 7X?
I have a 7X steel at home. I'm
Well,
not
why aren't
afraid
you
to wear a
wearing- why aren't
7X
you wearing it?
because that one I'm not going to wear that
Okay.
because it's got all my granddaddy's hat pins and my autographs on the bottom. But I got a 7, I got a 20, I got a 40.
Yeah.
I'm not scared to wear any of the 20X has seen probably the most abuse besides this one. I ain't no quality snob. I'll wear whatever.
Oh, we got a 7X right there. It ain't gonna fit you.
It might.
For those of you listening, Connor is trying on a hat that's open and flat and way too small.
You kind of look like Dale Brisby.
All right. Go with that. Dale Brisby.
The jean jacket, I guess.
Yeah. Does it fit good?
The hat?
Yeah.
Yeah, fits pretty comfortable.
Really? All right. I didn't even attempt to try it on. It is a long oval, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Is it your size?
It is not my size.
No, I mean Connor's size.
Connor and I wear 7 1/4. Both of us do.
It's a little snug, but it ain't bad.
It's gonna give you a headache.
It will.
Nah.
He's proven a point.
About that, I had a question earlier.
Yeah.
So, this was posted on our group.
Is it the one where somebody said Connor doesn't like me very much?
No. Can you believe they post that on the?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
She commented, or she told me about a comment that she saw where I think it was the video of the Ryan Bingham hat,
It was.
and somebody said, "You guys don't look like you like each other," or "Those guys don't look like they like each other."
Oh, I think we had a conversation about that off camera.
Yeah, that's why we made Connor a partner in the business, is because we hate each other. He's such an asshole.
I hate it here. Hey, I won't lie. There are some days by the time both of us get to the point of filming, it's been a long day for both
It
of us.
has.
He's been working all day. I've been working all day, and we're tired. Not tired of each other. Not angry at each other. We're both just like, let's get it done.
Actually, here's the thing. And I think I said this, was we keep Connor in the dark. I don't tell him anything. He just gets here, and I stick a camera in his face.
He's not lying.
And I stick a camera in his face, and then I tell him what we're doing, like 3 minutes before I say action. And so that's how we keep him docile.
Docile. What am I? An undomesticated animal, I guess.
Yes.
That's a great word.
Our tamed hat shaper.
So,
Yes. We still have to do that video. Yes.
oh my God.
Okay.
So you're ready for this case?
All right, go ahead. Oh, is this the long one?
Yeah.
It's a long-winded question, and it's a really quick answer. Go ahead.
All right, here we go. I've been watching your YouTube channel and Facebook page for a while. I'm looking to purchase my first hat. I have a question about sizes. My head size measured 24.5 inches, and the only place I live, there's a Cavender's. This guy's from LA. And the largest they carry is American Resistol 7 3/4, and they are both tight front to back, red mark on forehead, and it hurts. I made a cardboard cutout of my head shape, and the front to back is 8 3/4, and side is 6 1/2. I emailed American to see if they can get me dimensions on the opening and what size 7 or 7/8 or 8 would fit. Unless you know if I'm not thinking about also contacting Joby's or Double R House to see if they can get me some dimensions, if they will. He says he's about 7 to 8 hours away from them, so he would need to do an online order or maybe drive there. Any help would be appreciated.
Okay, so I said it was a long-winded answer, and I misspoke. I didn't mean the question was long-winded. I meant it was a long question for kind of a simple answer. But then listening to it again, we don't know what size he is, and I don't think he does either, because the dimensions he gave were not right. We actually need the circumference of your head. We need to know that dimension.
If a 3/4 leaves a red mark and hurts, I'm saying 8.
My initial thought was he's an extra long oval, and if it's just front to back that it hurts. It depends on how much room you have on the sides.
Well, I mean, generically, when you put on an open long oval, you're going to have room on the sides. That's normal.
Yeah.
And once you shape it, that goes away. So I'm still going to say an 8 would be best.
Well, check your head size.
True.
Know what size
get a tailor's tape.
Should wear.
Get a tailor's tape and measure from the back, back here, that knot in the back of your head, all the way around above your eyebrows, and see what the measurement is.
All the way back to the back, so the entire circumference. See what that is, and then you can just Google hat size, and there's a conversion almost everywhere. There's one on the American web page, I think. So, do you know it off the top of your head?
24 inches. I know 23 is a 7 3/8.
Did he say he was 24?
Yeah, he said 24.
Yes.
Okay, I didn't hear that. Sorry. So if he's 24, Google that. Let Google go. Connor, Google it, and we'll come back to that one. Do you have another question?
Oh yes, and this is, I think this person is listening. He's watching on Facebook. I think is Joel Epstein. Mm-hmm. He posted that question on our group on Facebook. And it says, question, need help. I have a super old felt Rodeo King hat and it's got a wicked dip bubble in the front of the hat. I've had it reshaped, but it always comes back. I love this hat very much because I've had it for many, many years. Does anyone know a service that will truly reblock and reshape the hat so that it's like new again? I need it soaked and pressed, and the whole reshaping service done so that old dip goes away. A quick steaming and reshape isn't enough. It finds its way back within a few months. I will mail it anywhere. It's not a problem. I just want the stupid bubble dip to go away and want it to look nice again so I can wear it for another 20 years.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of ways. Connor has some tricks on how to get rid of that. So, it's usually a quick fix. I guess if it's stuck there for 20 years, it might need to be ironed out, which is not a huge issue. Joby's taken mail-in reshapes yet?
I don't believe at the moment we are.
Yeah.
I don't think we are.
Connor can here. Send us an email. info@cowboycartelgroup.com.
Justin Gibgard, he is on YouTube, says Catalina Hatters. They did that to my dad's Stetson and resized it for me.
Yeah, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
There's also that as an option. You have anything else?
Do black hats feel noticeably hotter than the other colors?
No. Maybe a 7X would be warmer, I think. I feel like a 7X would be warmer. The more rabbit hair, because they're also a thicker hat too. Sometimes. That's a pretty thin hat.
I found the American Hat Co. size chart.
Yeah.
24 inch would be between a 5/8 and a 3/4.
Okay, so 3/4.
But he already tried on a 3/4 and it hurt. So I'm still going with size 8.
I'm thinking,
because it says 24 and 5/8 is 7 7/8, and then a size 8 is 25 inches.
Well,
depending where and how he was measuring.
also, that goes back to me thinking that it's probably an oval issue.
Could be, maybe.
Yeah, I think it's an oval issue.
And I have one more question.
Yep. Go ahead.
If I can find it. Oh yes. Charles Burnett says, "Where can I find a hat stand like the one on your table there?"
Aha. That is a Mark Christopher collection hat stand. And I've got some. Where's that TikTok thing? Do you have it up there? Can you hand it to us? I want to talk about that too.
TikTok thing.
That stand. Where's that stand?
Oh yeah.
So this is a Mark Christopher collection hat rack or hat holder. We've got hat racks. We've got hat hangers. We love Mark Christopher collection. They are made in America. They're about a 50-year-old company, and they are made with American steel and American labor. So we really love their products. This is not something, if we can get it over here.
Quick sidebar.
Yeah.
When this gets cut up and made into reels and TikToks,
Yeah.
how many comments do you think we're going to get about the fact that I'm wearing an open and flat hat and somebody saying, I don't know what I'm talking about, don't know what I'm doing?
That'll be hilarious.
Oh, it's going to be, especially because I've got my hat sitting there on the
They're
table.
going to destroy you.
I don't care.
So have you seen this thing? Did I show you this the other day? So what it does is people are talking about this, and it hangs on your headrest. And I think maybe that goes down like that. And you hang your hat in there, right? Stick a hat in there real quick. Just stick that one on your head in there. And yeah, that one's fine too.
Which way?
Crown out.
Crown
Brim
out?
So the crown fits in here. Just give me that.
You do it.
See any problems there? And we're going to do a video on this, but do you see any problems there right off the bat?
Yeah. Problem number one, you ordered it off TikTok.
Yeah, I did not. Everybody else did, and they were talking about it, and this is why we ordered one. It's going back, but do you see a problem there?
Yeah.
What is it?
The brim.
Yep. It's going to destroy that brim.
Demolish the brim.
It's going to destroy that brim. So these things are like $9, and the Mark Christopher collection ones that will not destroy your brim are like $11. Stop buying these things on TikTok, and we're going to do a whole video on these. Connor's going to play that. And then it's going back because I want my money back for that piece of trash.
You should have seen my face when he showed it to me. I'm like,
Connor's going to be, put a camera on Connor because he's going to be figuring this out all night.
like a puzzle.
Oh no.
Jeff Wisman, love the podcast.
Hey.
Hello from Knoxville, Tennessee.
Hey, thanks, Jeff. I'm glad you're enjoying it. It's a weird one tonight, but we're going to start talking about upcoming guests right now because, like I said, Billy Joe Jones is going to.
My ears.
Billy Joe Jones is going to be here on Friday. Okay. Okay, that's enough. Billy Joe Jones is going to be here on Friday. We're going to record that podcast because of her schedule. And Billy Joe Jones is a very talented country music artist, and we're really excited to have her in here. So if you guys have questions for Billy Joe, send them to us at, what's our podcast? It's the podcast at cowboycartelgroup.com.
Yes.
And if you have questions for her, since it's not going to be live, can you come in on 3 o'clock on Friday?
No.
Joey, can we have him at 3 o'clock on Friday?
Please,
Probably
please,
not.
please.
Probably not.
With sugar on top.
We'll see about that.
Don't bet on it.
I don't think you are going to be here. I think,
No.
but you got to be here Sunday because Click Thompson's going to be here, and the promo is going to be.
I
out
don't
for
ever
that.
miss Sundays.
I know, I'm teasing. So the promo for Click Thompson is going to be out probably tomorrow or Tuesday. You guys are going to. What we're going to do is we've been starting to schedule guests out at least a month to 2 months out. That way we can bring you guys really interesting people and talk to them and hopefully get better at doing this. But we want to give you guys the opportunity to ask them questions in advance. So there's a really special one, like I said, coming in on the 9th, and we will definitely have a ton of questions for him. But Click Thompson, if you guys want to We're also going to take questions from members first. Isn't that how you do it?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So members get to ask questions first, and then if anybody else has any specific questions for these guests that are upcoming, keep an eye on our Instagram and Facebook for kind of the list of who's coming when. And again, that's the podcast at cowboycartelgroup.com.
And remember to like this stream, you guys.
Yeah, guys, we really appreciate it. Costs you nothing, and it really helps us out. Connor.
I'm just following along here, trying not to mess up your notes.
No, that's all right. February, the school.
Oh, yeah.
So 10th, 11th, and 12th, I believe, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it is full already.
It is.
And we had a kind of an overflow list where if we got enough people, we would do another one, and it's now at 11.
12.
12.
Mm-hmm.
Crap.
I have to start another wait list now.
So we can only do 10 at a time, so that one's almost full. So we got to figure that out, and we're going to work on that this week. Lorena's going to be out. When are you leaving?
The 22nd.
And you're going to be back for Click Thompson on
Oh,
Sunday.
yes.
Okay. So it's going to be pretty busy around here. We'll get to as much as we can and try to get some of this stuff out to you guys. But
oh boy,
I'm going to need you here to do some of these videos this week. You got any time for that? And on Thursday we have the
class.
So
I gotta
Who
look at the
is-
schedule.
Wednesday or Thursday.
Who is Click Thompson, they're asking?
Click Thompson is the photographer of the year, rodeo photographer of the year.
Mm-hmm.
3 times, I believe. 3 times. He just won this year too at NFR. So he's a very well-known rodeo photographer. Some of his shots have been in. You've probably seen a lot of his stuff without knowing it. And we're bringing him in so I can ask questions on what we're doing wrong. Not really, but
Oh, those questions will be asked.
those questions will be asked. We should have asked Jordan that because they do this.
You
stuff.
did.
I did. Okay, good. Did I
You
learn
did.
anything?
No, you didn't.
How do you know?
Because I pay a little more attention than you do when we have guests.
Oh, that's because I'm busy running this thing.
I'm busy learning.
That's what. See, we both have jobs then. You
Sure.
learn and I run.
I'm a star.
Yes.
Same.
You guys don't know who Star is? Check out our last
Check out our
week
last
episode.
podcast with Jordan. It was she stole the show.
Oh, yes.
And I invited another dog in on the 9th. So.
Yay. Now Connor knows who.
No, I already knew, but I forgot that was an option.
It is now. Our first dog last week, and we are now pet friendly.
Oh, yes.
Oh yes.
This podcast is pet friendly. Oh.
That one's going to be my emotional support because I'm nervous about that one.
Oh, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Look, guys. When we roll that out, when it's about a week before the 9th, the podcast on the 9th, we're gonna make sure you guys all know about it because there are a ton of questions, and you guys are gonna have a ton of questions or answered. We're gonna have a ton of answers too. So we're really excited about it, and it's very much we're gonna stop talking about it before we give something else away. Wessa, we talked about Wessa's this week. I think it starts Wednesday. I'm gonna try to be there Wednesday or Thursday, depending on if I can walk the whole show or not.
Papaw.
Yes, my leg is still injured. It's a lot better than it was, but still injured. And then we have Fort Worth Stock Show and Rodeo this week. Actually, it's the next 2 weeks, right?
3.
2 or 3, yeah.
3.
So I need to get out there. If I don't make it this week, we'll make it the following week.
I was there yesterday, but for like an hour.
Yeah. How is it?
When I was there, it was busy, but I was only there to pick up Mitchell, and that was it.
Okay. All right. Well, that's all I have. You have any final questions before we
Well,
wrap it up?
they asked if Click is his real name, but I was just telling them it's
It's not.
Christopher
It's
Click
Christopher.
something.
Christopher Clicks his
His moniker.
moniker. There you go. So.
Moniker. That's a new word.
Okay.
In Spanish, it's apodo.
Okay.
Yeah. Apodo.
So, youngest fashioned cowboy says he's a big fan.
Hey, thanks. We really appreciate it.
I would love to see y'all at Rod's Western Palace. I'm sorry, in Ohio.
Rods. Mm-hmm. They're another big one.
Not familiar with them.
You're not?
We're at in Ohio. Rods.
Wow. Surprising that you. Well, it's also not surprising, but they're pretty good size.
Are they in
store.
Cleveland or where are they at?
I can look it up.
That's okay. We'll look it up next. But well, there's a lot of places I want to go. There's Tennessee. There's a pretty good sized store in Tennessee. I'd love to go out there. I mean,
Field trip.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That I don't get to go on.
Arizona. I love Arizona, and it would be nice to go now because we always wind up there in June or July, and that's horrible. It's not horrible. It's just not a lot of fun.
I don't mind the heat.
Yeah, I would like to go now.
Pass.
You don't like Arizona?
No, I don't like cold.
It's not that cold.
It's going to get cold tomorrow.
That'd be fine.
It's supposed to be like 12 degrees when I get up in the morning.
Oh yeah, good luck. You have remote start on your car?
No, I drive a base model, and right now I only have one vehicle.
Oh no, which one? Does it have heat?
The Dodge. The S10
It's
crapped
down.
the bed the other day, and the starter left the chat, and I had to push it down a hill and pop the clutch. So now it's parked on a hill at the house, and I'll just pop the clutch if I drive it.
Hey, it's a big day tomorrow. I forgot about that.
It is a big day.
Was
It's National Happy Birthday Joe Day.
It is.
It's his birthday tomorrow.
I want to remember to forget it.
You thought we were going to go political, didn't you?
Panicked for a split second. I was like, I'm out. I am out. I'm out. I'm out.
You can send your
Condolences.
Condolences.
happy birthday messages to Joe tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I have another question here I forgot about. Brian Mandel on Facebook asks, do the big hat stores like Joby's, Double R, NRS, and others restock felt hats all year long in all the different styles and
Yes.
sizes? Or do you have to wait till the next felt season if they
Nope.
run out?
We stock them. We have a monthly fill-in order at Joby's.
Yeah.
We're getting a shipment every month of felt and straw year round.
And look, that's the great thing about these bigger stores, these higher volume stores. Like
They can justify it, and they have the
yeah.
ability.
They have the ability, and they're going to have hats for you. So Joby's, Best Hat,
Double
the
R,
hat store, Double R,
Heads or Tails,
Heads or Tails, these big.
Crazy House.
Yes, absolutely. So these higher volume stores, they're going to be, your go-to if you need something specific.
Right.
Especially if like Joby's and Best Hat, they stock the entire range.
And those stores as well, those big stores like that will also be able to special order things.
Right.
They have a better
Yeah.
chance of being able to special order something if you want a hat with binding.
Yep.
You want a hat with your name in it. You want whatever the case is.
Yeah.
You have a better chance of ordering it from a high volume store than you do a smaller mom and pop shop that carries some Americans here and there.
Right. So the mom and pop shop, they're 2 years out right now.
Right.
Where if you have a standing order, you might be a couple of months out.
Right.
So that's kind of where that.
Well, it's
comes
like we
into
did
play.
for
That's right,
Kyle. We got him his hat in less than a month.
Yeah. So Kyle was here for the podcast, and
We got him a 10X Grenadine
10X Grenadine
with a 4.5 inch brim.
He ordered that through Joby's, right?
Mhm.
Okay. So
Got his name and for his wedding and all of that put in it. We had that hat in maybe a month?
it wasn't long at all.
We got
And
it taken care
that's
of.
a good thing about American too, is if you have a wedding hat or something like that.
If it's a big deal, you
your
get pushed up.
dealer can say, "Hey, look, this is a special order.
Right.
It's a wedding hat."
Whereas normal special orders, yeah, you kind of get stuck in line. But if
Right.
it's a big deal like a wedding or an event that you have to have it for, if you give them notice of that,
Yeah.
don't place the order and then call them. But
Well,
if you give notice when you order it, say, hey, this is a wedding hat or this is an event hat, they're usually pretty good about getting them done.
yeah, American, they're really good about that. And I for you, they had black hats for your grandfather's funeral.
Absolutely. They
in days.
For
right?
those who don't know, we'll kind of touch on it for a split second. In February of this year, or last year, 2024, February 1st, my mom and grandfather were involved in a car accident. My grandfather, unfortunately, was killed in the accident on impact. Mom, she broke her back. She broke multiple ribs. She is still dealing with repercussions of that almost a year later. Things they're finding that she's had 2 eye surgeries already, just things that were missed. And the factory found out because it was in the paper, small town, local news. It was in the paper. The factory found out. I got many phone calls, messages, things like that, people checking up on us. Very, very thankful for my family at American Hat. And I talked with my mom because obviously we didn't do a service. We weren't going to do anything until mom was out of the hospital and back home. And I asked her, I said, would you like to see about getting hats for all the pallbearers in the funeral? And she said, I would love that. So I went up there fully prepared to buy the hats. I had the money. I was going to say, okay, what can I do to make this happen? And I went up there and talked with Keith Mundy. And I just said,
President of American Hat.
President of American Hat. And I just, at that time I was like, man, I know this is a big ask, but I would love to see if it's possible to get some hats for our pallbearers for my granddad's funeral. And without missing a beat, he said, absolutely. You tell me what sizes you need and I'll have them. And I gave him the sizes call it a Wednesday. Wednesday afternoon, Thursday morning, the hats were ready.
Yeah.
We went to pick them up. I shaped each one of them there and then. And, my mom came, my stepdad came, all the immediate family came. And he met us out in the parking lot because he was getting ready to leave. And, he gave her a hug. He's a big man, but he gave a very gentle hug to her. Didn't want to hurt her. And when we immediately said, okay, you give me the invoice, I'll make sure it's paid. And he took offense to that. He said, absolutely not. He said, there's not much I can do to help in a situation like this, but I want to do this. This is my personal gift for you to try and help with this.
Yeah.
So, we couldn't thank him enough for that. Like I said, I have family at American Hat and they've always been good to me. So I'll always be good to them.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons we really that's another one of the reasons we really love American Hat. They are a family-owned business and they are a family, right? So, it's just stuff like that makes them, in my opinion, that's kind of why we
Well, like I say, you can come to your own conclusions, your own opinions, but
absolutely.
that they were happy to do that for me.
Yeah.
I didn't ask them to, and they volunteered to do that, so I'll happily go to bat for that. If Keith, if you see it, I'll never forget it.
Yeah.
We'll talk with him. I talk with him occasionally. He still reaches out to me every now and then. If I go to the factory, he still makes it a point to come see me, come talk with me. So it's little things like that.
He's got some of the best stories too.
Oh yes, he's a storyteller.
We have sat. How long have we sat in his office, Lorena? I mean, a couple hours. Maybe
Oh, yeah.
3 hours.
Yes.
Just talking. And he's seen it all. He's been around. And man, he's got some of the best stories out there.
He's like that teacher that if you a substitute teacher or whatever teacher you may have, if you can get them to talk, you're not going to have to work. You're not going to have to do any classwork, homework, anything like that.
I feel like you've done that. Have you done that?
I might be guilty of doing that once or twice in my tenure at the factory.
Yeah.
Him and Cody Bates if you can get them talking, if you can distract the teacher with a story, oh, you're golden.
Yeah. So that's another one. Cody Bates is going to be doing the podcast. I have not scheduled that one yet. Julie Dawson, she's supposed to be out here. She has
the lady that taught me how to shape.
Yeah, she has not returned our calls, I don't think, right?
She hasn't. Julie, where are you?
All right, we're gonna have to make a TikTok real quick, and then we'll.
I'll just call her.
Yes, you do that. We'll get Connor to call her and see if we can get her out here. All right, guys.
Well,
you have anything else?
Yeah, just Jose Saavedra. He typed a message in all caps, and the bot kind of freaked out. Sorry, Jose. The Nightbot gets a little bit
touchy.
Yeah.
But he said, just purchased the Mark Christopher hat rack thanks to you guys.
Hey, we appreciate that. think you're gonna love it. We love ours. Lorena's got one. I've got one. Connor's got one. We all have 6, kind of the 6-tier hat racks. We've got a couple of these here. These are great, and the ones for the car are fantastic. Lorena used yours yesterday, right? The car hat
Oh,
holder. in the car?
yes, every time. I
Yeah.
can't get in the car with a hat on.
I just get in the car with a hat on,
He does.
especially when I'm wearing 1000X. So
I got a truck. I have headroom.
yes,
That's such an advantage.
yeah, it is.
Yeah, I can't wear mine. And Rich Swick says that he has a concert. Well, there's a concert, he says. Let me see. Ned Ledoux will be playing at Billy Bob's in the next week or so.
Ooh.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Billy Joe Jones is playing. I forget where she said she's playing Friday. I'll note that tomorrow when we put out the promo for that.
This is such a good question, you guys.
Okay.
Eagle Steve.
Eagle Steve, how you doing?
Do American felt hats fit the same as an American straw hat in the same size?
No.
No, because
Felt's a living, breathing creature. It moves. The
Yeah.
straws are pressed and lacquered, and they will not move.
Yeah.
Felt, on the other hand, is a living, breathing creature. It's going to move. It's going to warp. The oval changes. There's a lot of different aspects to take into consideration there. Don't just order a felt that's the same size as your straw. You need to physically try them on. Trust but verify.
I have a very long oval, and my straws don't fit. I have one that's kind of worn in that fits pretty good. My 7800, it's probably the best fitting straw I have, but mostly I have room on the sides. So it is what it is. Straw fits different. That's another reason I like felts, and as long as it's tolerable, I wear them to like 97 degrees. Once it gets a little past 97 degrees, I stop wearing felt.
I like when you say it.
Oddly specific.
Felt is a living creature. I imagine like a monster in your head,
Well,
like it's gonna
95
come alive.
95's not bad. 95's 97. That's kind of where it sounds like it's only 2 degrees, but it's about that time of year when it's a little hot.
Whatever.
Connor, you don't like the cold. You don't like the heat.
I don't mind the heat.
You don't?
No, I'll wear jeans and boots and a button down in 110-degree heat and be happy.
Nice.
It's when it drops below 50 that it's BS, and I ain't here for
I
it.
love it. Colder the
Yankee.
better. Colder the better.
Yankee.
Kevin, Ewan, he's here.
Kevin,
So
we were
hey,
just talking
Kevin.
about you.
Billy Joe is playing at Madame Pearl's Dance Hall and Saloon next Friday at 10 p.m.
Oops.
See you all there, he says.
Yes. So she's going to be here at 3. Thank you, Kevin, for that. She's going to be here at 3. We're going to do a podcast, and then we got to get her out of here so she can get to her gig that evening. So
They want to know if she's single.
and she is not. She's married.
Oh, sorry, guys.
So no, we have met her and her husband. Very nice people. Great, very talented country western singer.
Bob Fargan on Facebook. Connor, your unshaped hat is on key. I told you.
I don't hate it. I'll be honest with you. I don't hate.
I dare you to go to work like that.
Don't tempt me. It's not going to upset me one bit.
No,
I can only see this.
that's true.
It don't faze me none at all.
Do you have a headache yet?
No.
Really?
Maybe your head shrunk in this cold weather.
I don't have a whole lot of hot air up there right now.
No. All right. Are you
Am I?
done? Got any more? I mean, I'll answer questions all night long.
Well, you
long
guys.
as long as Connor sticks around. But the podcast, as far as I'm concerned, is done unless you have questions.
We have just been live for an hour and 13 minutes.
Well, it was. I didn't have a lot to go on here. It's. I wanted to talk about black hats. We've got black hats. We got to do black hat videos.
Just catching everybody up on what's been going on, what's to come.
Yeah. I'm really excited about the guests, having them in here. It's really difficult to kind of plan that out and get them certain times, right? Like Billy Joe, she couldn't make it on a Sunday. It was easier for her to do it on a Friday when she was in town because they don't live in Fort Worth. They kind of had to travel in. So some of these we're going to have to record, and we will premiere them on a day later,
Right.
And so we are trying to get the guest in here and scheduled. So I'm working on it, but it's kind of, it's kind of one of those things. I got to get on there and I got to email them and talk to them or call them or whatever. And then we have to actually figure out questions for these people, right? When it's you and I talking, we can talk about crap all
We
night
could
long. You want to bring somebody in here, they're going to think you're a joke if you just want.
No, yeah, we got to have something.
If you guys know someone who would like to be here, send them a message.
Yeah,
Tag us.
Sure. If you have, if
Tag
you want
them.
to see somebody, let us know, and we'll definitely reach out to them. it is
Spread
what it
the
is.
word.
Spread awareness.
Spread awareness.
Yeah.
Is Zach Top? We can get Zach Top in here. That's probably not going to happen.
Probably not. Be nice, but it's not going to happen. I have zero faith in that happening.
No.
Connor, they say you have to use vacation time to go on a vacation, buddy.
What's a
I need
vacation?
a vacation.
What's a vacation? I want to know that too. What's a
We need a
vacation?
vacation. When's the last time we went on vacation?
About 2 years ago.
I don't do vacations, unfortunately. It's like that trailer that I bought.
Yeah.
That camper, it just sits. That 40-foot rig that I bought, I love it, but it sits. I haven't really gotten to use it.
Hey
very much. I
guys,
think I've used it 2 or 3
Billy
times.
Joe is actually watching.
Hey, Billy Joe.
Hello.
So we're talking you up, and we're trying to get some questions from these guys for you, and hopefully they'll be at your show. Kevin was on here and told him you're going to be. Where's she going to be on Friday?
Yes.
Yes.
This Friday.
Madam Pearls.
Madam
handsome.
Pearls. Thank you.
Madam Pearls. Yes. I have
See,
another.
Your job is to remember all the stuff that I can't remember. That's why I have the notes.
It's why you have notes.
Doc Clover.
Doc, hey,
Doc Clover.
thanks for being
Hi,
here.
Doc. He says good podcast today. Thumbs up.
Thank you. We appreciate it. It
Thank
is
you
a
very
shorter
much.
one. We're just kind of bullshitting now. But I wanted to tell Connor on the way to Crazy House yesterday, we saw a trailer repo place for you.
Yeah, the trailer
Oh, you
guys.
know what it is? Okay. Well,
Yeah, she sent it to me. I was already
okay.
looking at their inventory. They got a couple trailers I'd like
There
to
you
be
go.
interested
We're
in.
gonna get-
I sent him a
All
message,
right. Thank
which
you.
he ignored, by
Thank
the
you.
way.
No, I didn't ignore it. I opened it immediately because I saw trailers, and I'm in the market for a trailer.
There you go.
We need a trailer for the new truck.
What do you got?
I have a question here,
Yes.
which maybe I know the answer to. I'm just going to venture and say, question, why is natural so popular nowadays? Well, I think it's because of that video we made.
I would like to think so. Probably not. But Connor, what's your take on that? You see people coming in asking for natural a lot. What do you guys have? Do you have natural and what?
We only have natural in 40. My selling point on it is a lot of people love the dark hats. They want that silver belly, but they're just nervous about making the jump from one end of the color spectrum to the other.
I can see that.
That natural is kind of a happy medium. For me, I mean, the natural is the lightest I can go because I don't worry about getting that dirty.
Mm-hmm.
I would love a bone. I would kill for a bone, but I can't have one.
Yeah.
You know how I treat my stuff. There is no way it would last with me.
Yeah. Well,
So the natural is a happy middle ground.
We also said that the natural is kind of the least processed, or it has the least.
It's the purest form.
Right. Well, it has no dyes, no, and there's even after, so some of the lighter colored hats, they have to go through cosmetics and,
Natural does.
natural.
It's called natural because it's the natural finish. So it's the most pure that hat can be, the most pure form of it.
You guys are gonna hear the entire story of my process to get the natural, and it was 2 years in the making of just me deciding which natural I want. And so when that review comes out, which is coming out in the next couple of weeks, depending on how much stuff we got going on here, you guys are gonna hear that. But I wish I would have gotten the natural sooner. I really love that hat. I think it's great. And I would have another one by now because I think I'd like to have a 200X as well.
Of course you would.
Just because of the color difference. Yes.
Jake, Stanford, do y'all do any cowboying or just like to wear the hats?
We are in the Western hat industry. That's what we do.
Any of the cowboy and I do is on a side by side.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's working cattle and stuff like that with Mitchell.
Yeah.
Doing stuff on, more ranch side.
I don't even do that.
Cowboy.
That's what I do.
We're all hat, no cattle.
Yeah. We sell the hats. To
Although
the hat,
actually I'm looking at
cattle hat.
something like that. Hang on.
Yeah.
I'll tell you afterwards.
All
Are
right.
you going to buy a cow? A horse?
I'm working on getting an ag exempt license and all that, and working
Nice.
on cattle company.
All right. There you go.
And Rich Swick has a suggestion for another female country artist, Courtney Patton. She's from Texas too.
All right. Well,
Well, I don't know if Billy Joe is from Texas. She's not, right?
yeah, she's
Oh, she is?
she's local.
Oh,
Not
There you
local.
go.
I think they live out East Texas a little bit.
you guys want to answer one more question before
Yep.
we go?
Yeah.
We got one more.
All right. Ivan Mora, who earlier said he felt bad because he bought a 6X Stetson and then he found out it was not a felt. And then someone else said, well, you're not the only one,
Live and learn. Live and learn.
Anyway, he says, what's the difference between a J brim and a Sinaloa style?
J brim is 6 inches wide in the front, squared and relaxed. Virtually what Joe is wearing here.
What am I wearing? A J-Brim?
His is basically kind of what I would consider kind of a high and tight J.
Mm-hmm.
The actual J brim is, look at his hat, the sides are more laid out and relaxed. That's a J brim. Whereas a Sinaloa is, think of what I'm wearing in this here, just from about here back is much flatter. It has a very little curve in the front, brought up just a little bit, but flat everywhere else.
Yeah. So my steel is kind of more of a J brim because it's a little flatter.
A little more relaxed. Yeah.
And that doesn't bother me. Either one kind of works for me as long as we, are kind of this wide and
As long as it has the frame in the front.
and everything's symmetrical. I don't like them, really tall.
Right.
I can't do really tall, but kind of from here and laid out more. Either one is fine for me. Except for on a 4.5. On a 4.5, they kind of have to come up a little.
They do.
bit.
Otherwise, it ruins the whole. That's
Yeah.
why mine are that's why mine are as high as they are. Is it has to work together.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's just it's a process getting your shape right. And if for me, if it gets close, good enough.
And Justin Gabar says, just putting a good word in for American Hat Company. I've been ranching and riding in my 200X Pecan for months now, and I can still brush it off and wear it to dinner or a concert.
There you go. All right, guys. Well, Connor, thanks for coming in and talking with us after working all day. It's always glad to have you in here with us.
Yes. Thank you, Connor.
Look at his face.
I said I had a conversation at work today talking about how men are extremely routine creatures, and you just threw off my routine by making me feel like a guest instead of a host. Wait a minute.
We got to give him crap every once in a while. Guys, we really appreciate you being with us tonight and spending your Sunday with us.
Absolutely. Always, guys.
Don't forget.
Hit the like button.
Yeah, don't forget to hit the like button. But follow us on Instagram and Facebook. That's where we put most of the information on things that we have coming up.
And
So-
TikTok too.
That's, yes, that now that it's back, you can always.
Just remember, we do not give hats away on TikTok.
Yeah.
If you get a message saying we want to give you a hat, just pay for shipping, that ain't not.
That's happened. I thought that was going to go away, and then TikTok came back. But anyway, thanks for being here. We'll see you in the next one.
Thank you, guys. Y'all have a good evening. See y'all next week.